Solana emergency update. We are seeing some incredible resistance, and it's likely the price is going to struggle to pass this point. So we're likely going to get some type of correction over the coming days based on technicals where the fundamentals are already baked in. So we're going to dive straight in. So if you like today's content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Let's dive straight into Solana. Is Solana on its road to recovery? We obviously know it's dropped massively, especially the last few months with all the negative news. But what we have on our hands right now is this nice surge in price, and it looks like a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Markets tend to move in fives and threes, and this is clearly an impulsive trend to the upside, which could be the beginning of a nice trend that may last a number of weeks, if not months, for Solana. Look at the trend as well. So we got the trend identifier dashboard at the bottom. We can see that the daily is strong bear downtrend, and this is based on momentum, by the way. The 4-hour chart is overbought and the upside should be limited. So what the momentum's telling us, which really marries up nicely with the pattern position, is that we're likely going to see some type of resistance for Solana from a psychological buying and selling perspective, and therefore going to get some type of correction. That is the highly probable outcome. Now, what I'm going to do next is going to apply some Fibonacci price ratios that allows us to really look at this relationship, not only at the local top, but what's likely going to be a pullback if we do get that pullback. So that's what we're going to cover next. And by the way, if you want to take advantage of the trend identifier dashboard to help take your trading to the next level, to read the market like a pro, you can now try it for £1, 30 days. If you like it, it's £9.97 thereafter per month. It's phenomenal because the way we designed it is just basically I've programmed it so it tells you what to do. So here it says consider selling on a lower time frame. In other words, shorting positions, which is another way also saying look to take some profits. Make sure if you bought anywhere down here that you're taking some profits up here as well, so you have a nice trade management system. So what we're going to do is we're going to do two things next. One is end of wave 5 price targets. Markets typically move in 5s and 3s. So I'm just going to do, actually I won't put a number in. I'm going to do a few things, right? I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to zoom out very quickly with Solana. Now we had Solana recently go above this swing high. That is very significant, and it did it with a bit of confidence. So that indicates that this low is likely to hold. Even if we do get a pullback, it's unlikely we're going to see this break. Right? That's really important because it's a very impulsive move to the upside. That's a very bullish condition. We have something called overbalance of price. It's the biggest move to the upside that we've seen for a very long while for Solana. So this is probably going to hold for quite a while, and really the trend is up. That's what we're looking at. However, the intermediate and the minor trend, which means more immediately over the next few days, we're probably going to get some type of correction. So that's what we're going to look at. Momentum supports that thesis. Pattern also supports that thesis. Now we're just going to use a few Fibonacci ratios. I'm going to do this relatively fast. We're going to measure what's called wave 1 to wave 3 and project it from 4. And what I'm going to do, there's 3 key ratios that are quite common for an end of wave 5 price target. And these 3 ratios are the ones that we're looking for. We can see this first one's been exceeded already, so we don't need to concern ourselves too much with this one. It's really the other 2. Also, what's really important to note is wave 1 and wave 5s have a very particular relationship with one another. This wave and this wave. The most common is that they equal each other. And then the second most common is when wave 5 slightly overextends to 1.618. I know I might be talking gibberish if you're not used to doing this stuff. It's the reason I've actually created my masterclass. It's free. It's the 4 secrets, 3 of which we're covering right now. And it covers how to do this in layman's terms. And it's also the gateway to get into my private community. We have some courses that break this down from foundation, intermediate to advanced, making it very easy for you to apply, because everything in life is difficult before it's easy. So we're going to stick with this. I'm going to do one more ratio. There's a few other things, but we're just going to keep it relatively simple. I'm just going to measure the extremes of this, what looks like to be a wave 1. And the 2 ratios that I just want to be aware of is the 100% and what's called the 1.618. So what we have on our hands is 2 zones. We got this zone over here. And if the price continues short term, then we want to be aware of this zone over here. Right? These are 2 resistance zones that is likely to hold. Not guaranteed. We can never have guarantees in this game of trading. But after we've seen a very strong 5-wave move to the upside, again, just to make sure this is crystal clear to you, this is the 5-wave move. And it looks like I put a question mark here because it's not confirmed yet, that is likely going to hold, and we're going to probably get some type of pullback. So the last thing we're going to do today is we're just going to make a forecast. I know some people hate forecasting, but just to get a bit of an indicative feel of what's likely to occur, never guaranteed to occur, but likely to occur, is if the price gets to this point and holds, what is the retracement likely to be in both time and price? This will make perfect sense to you in just a second. So what we're looking for, the confirmation, by the way, will be if the price goes below this low over here. So if I just draw this line so you can see it clearly. And by the way, if you want access to this chart, you can now also download this chart for free in your own trading view. And if you upload it, you can then edit it as you see fit. So I'll save this chart so you can download it so you don't have to redraw this yourself. You can just upload it into your own trading view. So what we're looking for is some type of confirmation that this high is going to hold. And if this minor low gets taken out, we're probably going to get some type of move like this, some type of ABC, and then another move to the downside. That's what we're effectively looking for. So this is the stronger confirmation if the price goes below this point, right? That will be the confirmation of this high over here. So what we're going to do now is something called a Fibonacci price retracement and a Fibonacci time retracement. In order to do that, to get an indicative feel, we just need to forecast that this is the high over here. It's not confirmed. And that's going to allow us to do both time and price, right? So I'm just going to do this quite quickly. So what we're going to do, if you're not familiar with this, is we're basically going to measure the move from here to here. And then we're going to do something called a retracement. Price tends to retrace back down a minimum of 50%. That's most common. And then a maximum of 78.6. And then we're going to do the same with time. We're going to measure the start date of this, the end date of this, and we're going to project forward 2 time retracements, the 38.2 and the 62%. Why? Because that's the most common price range and time range for an A, B, C style correction. It's the most common. Not guaranteed, never can be guaranteed, but it's the most common. And because we're playing the game of probabilities, we want to see what's most common that we can see in advance. And if we can see that in advance, we can trade in advance, whether you're shorting this market or you're going to wait for an ABC correction if it unfolds and then the daily momentum is bullish at this phase over here, then we can look to take buying opportunities and long the market. So let's just do this now on TradingView. So we can do a retracement. I'm just going to take this low to this high. Again, this high, I'm just going to emphasize again, it's not confirmed. So this is forecasting, just so we're on the same page. 50, 62, and 78.6% retracement. And then we're going to do a time analysis. Again, there's multiple pieces of time analysis that we can do, but I'm just going to keep it relatively simple just to this retracement. So what we have now is this range, right? This range. And what we're effectively anticipating is that Solana is likely to top out in this resistance zone. Not guaranteed, but it's likely, especially if we do get some follow through to the downside. If we get this low exceeded, but even if the market does this and then this low gets exceeded like this, that'll be an early confirmation that this high is going to hold, and then we're probably going to get some type of move like this. And if we do, this will be a fantastic buying opportunity. Now, what I want to emphasize here is that the markets are driven by fear and greed, speculation, crowd psychology. That's what it is. And what we're doing here, using momentum or double time frame momentum, pattern and price, and some time, is we're doing applied crowd psychology. We're looking at how people tend to behave, the big institutions, the big players, but also the retail. And it's natural for people to buy and sell and feel a certain way at different points. So if we get back into this zone, then all of a sudden we have a nice buying opportunity. So take your trading to the next level, do 2 things, take the free masterclass, 4 secrets. I'll just break this down in a bit more depth because we covered a lot today, and everything in life is difficult before it's easy. And secret number 1 is trade in the direction of the trend. And this trend identifier dashboard just makes it much easier on all markets to see what the trend is, and then you can trial it for £1, 30 days. It's phenomenal. Put a lot of work into this, and I think you're going to get a lot of value from it. So if you like today's video, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. We're going to get ready for, it's inevitable. It's going to be a bull market. When? Probably not anytime soon, but different markets are going to respond differently. Solana is going to respond differently to Bitcoin, but there's going to be some movements at the upside and the downside, and there's going to be a lot of opportunity. So I'm going to read you a quote from my book. We're going to go with chapter 8 today, repetition being the mother of all skill. To ingrain this in our unconscious, we can learn a lot. Henry Ford. It has been my observation that most people get ahead during the time that others waste. There's a lot of value in today's content, but like anything, again, everything is difficult before it's easy. So double down these learnings so you can pounce on the market and really, really maximize your profit, your trade management, and get that probability in your favor so you can really do well for yourself. All right, let's keep a close eye on Solana and let's see how this unfolds.